Hey, welcome to our Thursday afternoon live broadcast. It's the afternoon here in Texas. It's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you so much for jumping on with us. If you are jumping on and you're new to our community, meaning you just maybe found us on YouTube or on Facebook, please take a second to hit that like button or that subscribe button. That way you will be notified when we go live in the future or when we upload any kind of information to either one of those two sites. Thank you so much for jumping on with us. I want to quickly introduce myself if you guys don't mind. Then we'll get into the topic of conversation for today. And then at the end, I always welcome everybody and answer questions and comments. So now's a great time to kind of just check in the comment section. Make sure that you're leaving me a comment letting me know where you're checking in from, maybe what time of the day it is where you are, and if you are a current student or maybe new to this community of amazing women here. Also, this is a great time to hit that share button. If you have women in your life that you think could benefit from what it is we are doing here in this community with talking about intermittent fasting or aging women issues, or what it is that we talk about with just general general ways of managing life and stuff and hitting our goals, or whatever it is that you think would be of value to someone else. Always feel free to share. Always feel free to share what it is we're doing in this community, so that we can grow this community and have more like-minded women with us. So today we are going to talk about not overthinking things, and we're going to talk about it on behalf of what we do with our nutrition primarily and what it is we're doing in our intermittent fasting world. But first, my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years or so, I've been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And here in this community, we are doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle, which basically just means that we are incorporating a way of feasting that really does help us look and feel our best and live our most authentic life as individual women, meaning we're not following a diet plan and we're not following a structured meal plan that someone else is developing for us that really has nothing to do with us personally or the way we want to live our life. So flexibility and freedom for how you would like to feast. So overthinking it. Overthinking it is probably the number one reason why people don't start anything new in general. Whether it's changing a career, changing some things maybe financially in their life, going back to school, diet, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle changes, you name it. We are just those types of creatures that can really overthink and overanalyze a situation to the point where we talk ourselves out of it. And for those that who don't know, that's Callie, our little dog, who's joining us today on the couch behind me. Hopefully she won't start barking or anything, but she'll probably just jump in and out, so just don't mind her. So we tend to overthink things and then eventually talk ourselves out of things, despite the fact that those things that we're talking ourselves out of might be exactly what we're looking for and what we need in our life. And we do that because change is difficult, change can be hard, and oftentimes with change comes difficult or maybe uncomfortable situations, or maybe some things that we have to just kind of surface up to reality with, and face some truths that we don't want to face. And so I know that there's a lot of women in this community, especially, who've come to me and said, oh my gosh, I have been watching you and I've been on your lives and watching your videos that you upload for a year, and I was scared to reach out to you, or I'm just now joining your course after being frustrated for so many months not being able to figure all this out. And that's the overthinking part of things, where we tend to just stifle ourselves or paralyze ourselves into making a commitment to something, or maybe trusting faith in that we maybe landed on a place and we're listening to things that was intended for us and we have no idea how we got there. Whatever it is that got you to a point where you're getting in your head too much and you can't just make a decision to give something a try. This also falls into play when we're talking about nutritional choices and things that we're doing repeatedly that may not be the best for us, but we go with the flow, or we go with what's easy, or we go with what everyone else is doing, and we don't put common sense into play, and maybe just stop over analyzing and overthinking things and do the things that make the most common sense. So I have a couple props for you that I'm going to share with you that I know is a huge stumbling point when it comes to making good, sound decisions when it comes to nutrition. So Michael and I have gone through this phase ourselves, so I'm not being critical or judgmental in any way, but I'm going to share with you where sometimes logic might be missing and can keep you in a very frustrating place with what it is you're trying to achieve with your goals. And it's just the fact that you're overthinking things too much and you can't make that mental switch to create new habits for yourself. So we are big fans of nighttime television. We love to tape our shows and sit on the couch in the evenings when everything's, said and done with the kids. They're tucked in bed and we kind of have our downtime. And we've had several nights on the couch where we've opened up a bottle of wine and had a bag of popcorn. I mean, you all know, like, you can have your entire bag of popcorn. You can open up a bottle of wine, and before you know it, your This Is Us is over. You've got your box of Kleenex out. Bag of popcorn's empty, bottle of wine is empty. You never had any intentions of doing that to yourselves, but it's the habit that you have that as soon as you sit on the couch and as soon as you hit that DVR button, you start watching your show and you go back to your old habits, you don't even think about the consequences of what a bag of popcorn and a bottle of wine can do to you in regards to how you're gonna feel and look the next day. Yet, there are so many women that I have talked to who would never ever consider drinking a bottle of sparkling mineral water before they go to bed. One, it's expensive. It's $1.25 for a bottle of sparkling mineral water that has magnesium and calcium and potassium and sodium in it and will make you sleep like a baby and help you hydrate yourself so your skin looks better and you're not bloated and cranky and have night sweats and all those things that we're suffering from. But why would you drink a bottle of Gucci water, which is what we used to call it here in our house? Why would you drink a bottle of Gucci water before you go to bed? I mean, you might be up all night going to the bathroom. I mean, all kinds of reasons why this would be ridiculous, but this, you would never think twice about opening up a bottle of wine and having a glass or two of wine while you're sitting on the couch and you're watching your TV shows before you go to bed. This will make you have night sweats. This will make your skin look horrible. It will make your face look bloated. It will keep the pounds on you. It will make you have leg cramps. It will cause you to have a hungry day the next day because all the sugar that's in this glass or two of wine that you are going to drink will make you feel horrible. Wouldn't think twice about it, would completely analyze and overthink this. $1.25, $15 to $20. I mean, where's the logic in that, right? But we don't think about these very common everyday decisions that we make because this takes no thinking. This we overanalyze. And it's just because that's the way we're wired. All we have to do is stop overthinking things and just apply good old common sense. This will do no good for you. Don't believe the reports that you read about how a glass of wine is going to make you heart healthy. Trust me, a good old walk around the block will do exactly the same thing for your heart. This will make you feel amazing in the morning when you wake up. Yes, you might have to pee once during your nighttime bout until your body gets used to actually processing this type of thing before you go to bed. But this will definitely make you have a full night of no sleep. I would rather get up and go to the bathroom than have an entire night of night sweats, leg cramps, no sleep, and then being cranky and feeling guilty the next day that I totally just sabotaged myself. So what will it take for us to stop overthinking things and just do what would make the most sense for us? And then to take it even a step further, we probably have to even think about the fact that maybe it's not even overthinking and just not thinking at all, right? I mean, there's so much information today about what it takes to make good decisions for ourselves health-wise. There's so much information and warnings out there about what certain foods do to our body. There's so much information and so many warnings out there about certain supplementations that we're taking, or certain things that we're putting in our body to cover up the signs and signals that our body is sending us, trying to tell us that something is in an adjustment or in a balance out mode, and we don't want to even think about it. So we have to realize that the overthinking part and the overanalyzing part is stifling and paralyzing to us. And just in that same way, sometimes not thinking enough can do the same thing. So if you're at that point where you're just absolutely throwing your hands in the air and you don't know what to do, here are some things that I'm going to recommend for you to try to get you in either out of the overthinking stage of things, or maybe even thinking a little bit more about what you need to do. Now, hopefully you've been tuning into the videos that we have been doing this week. We've been talking about staying consistent this week and some things that you can do to make sure that you're staying consistent. And part of staying consistent does really apply to what it is you're doing in your own brain and in your own mind, and how you're rationalizing things and overthinking things or checking out of certain things, and what that's going to do about the actions that you're going to take to get you to that next step. So if you're frustrated and you don't know what to do, and you think like you feel like you're you know what you need to do, but you're overanalyzing it and you're overthinking it, and it's keeping you from making that next step, is this: trust the process. If you've been researching something and you've been following someone, and the information that they're giving to you seems like it makes common sense, and they're not asking you to step off of a cliff or walk out onto the freeway or do something that would definitely not make sense, then why don't you just experiment a little bit? You don't necessarily have to completely dive in 100% if you're not ready, but what's wrong with just changing a few things in your life slowly and just experimenting and see if it actually is going to do what it is said to do for you? If you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do, making small adjustments and small changes, and then just resting in those changes and see how they work for you, is a great way to get started. And then there's some things that are just common sense that we have to stop overanalyzing and overthinking. We know the difference between right and wrong. We know the difference between what feeling good and feeling bad is. We know the difference between taking a risk at something and then having faith in something. And we really need to just get to that point where we just start putting things into action and experimenting with a few things. What do we have to lose, right? And what do we have to fear if there's enough people saying that what it is that they're doing is working for them? Give it a go. See if it might be that missing link that you don't have in your arsenal yet, and don't suffer any longer. If you have been trying to do something and you feel like you keep tripping yourself up and you're almost there and it's just not working the way that you know it should be working because you are doing the research on it, then take a leap of faith and jump in to a community or to a group of something, or with a person that can kind of hold your hand and get you to that next point. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with asking for someone to kind of guide you along the way to get you where you need to go. That is totally fine, and oftentimes it's just that thing that you need to get you to that place that you hope to be with, and you just can't do it on your own. So stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing, experiment a little bit, and just find a place that you can kind of feel confident in and you can feel comfortable in, and a place that you can trust, and then just let it go and give it your all. Give it the commitment that it deserves so that you can achieve the results that you want to achieve with what it is you're trying to do with your health and fitness. I know one of the biggest stumbling points with women between the point of frustration and not getting results and complete amazement and bliss with the results that they're getting is the overthinking part. And when you can get to that point where you're like, I'm just going to go with the faith on this, and there's a reason that I'm here, and I am going to do what everybody else is doing in hopes of getting those same results. That's that decision, that one decision that's going to get you everything that you need, and you just need to stop overthinking and stop over analyzing. And I know, especially when we jump into something where we're hoping to get great results and we're feeling so bad, that we get really hypersensitive to every little thing our body is experiencing. And we get super hypersensitive to every little thing we're doing, every action that we're taking, because we're so desperate to just feel better. We're so desperate to just get the results that we were hoping for. And that could be just as paralyzing as overthinking. So make sure that when you do decide to make some changes, that you just do it in a way where you can still live your life, you can still go about your business, and you're just subtly making some changes and then letting your body rest in it, and then making some more changes and letting your body rest in it, and really give your body the opportunity to heal on its own at its own pace, and take the hyper focus off and just let life be. And there's an amazing transformation that happens when you just rest and just kind of sit back and take deep breaths and just let the process happen on its own without over analyzing every second of your day. It's a beautiful thing when you can relax in it and just let it be. And we have a saying here, and it goes, and it's the theme for 2018, and it's do nothing and embrace everything. And when you can really be comfortable in a state of time in your day where you're doing absolutely nothing, and your body can really take advantage of that space of emptiness and you doing nothing to it but just letting it have an opportunity to heal for itself, that you really do find that energized sense of calm where you can embrace every beautiful aspect of your life and everything that your amazing body is capable of doing. And I think that's one of the big things, that especially us women kind of get trapped in, is that we have to be everything to everybody all the time, and we really don't get that time to just sit back and relax and just not think about everything and not analyze everything and not be so hypersensitive about everything. And that's really where that energized sense of calm really benefits us in the life that we've had to live for so long with being everything to everyone, is that we are just in that I'm just going to chill out. I have enough energy to get the things done that I need to get done, but my mind is just so at peace because you have just relaxed enough to trust the process. So I am an A-type personality. I'm an overanalyzer. I want to think everything through. And so I get where you all are coming from with all of that. So again, like I said, this is nothing that is critical to anyone. I am exactly the same type of person you all are. My husband and I have done this more times than we care to count, but now we're doing this. And I can tell you that the results that we're getting by not overanalyzing things, my husband doesn't consider this Gucci water anymore. It's just part of the way we live our life. And it's a very financially responsible way for us to spend our money because of the results that we want to get and the way that we're feeling when we drink this as opposed to that. So again, not being critical about that. We've been in that same place too. But just think about those results that you want to get and think about how you're feeling at night when you go to sleep. And I would much rather get up in the middle of the night and go to the restroom than toss and turn all night because I'm cranky and having a sugar overload and sweaty and leg cramps. So some things for you to consider today. If you don't mind, I'm going to go on and welcome everyone in YouTube. I am so sorry that little cradle I have your phone on here fell off, so hopefully no one got too nauseous over there. I am going to jump on to Facebook really quick, and I will welcome everyone here first, and then YouTube I will go over there to you guys and welcome you all over there as well. So Debbie, welcome from Hawaii. And then another Debbie from, hi, I thought it was Hawaii. From Mars, Pennsylvania, joined the February class. Awesome, Debbie, I can't wait to have you in the February class. And then there's Debbie Murphy from Fort Myers, last day of the January course. Well, tomorrow's the last day, not today. So we got one more day together. Joy from Utah, January course, looking forward to learning about your water bottles. Oh, that's today's lesson, so you have to check in for today. Jenny from January course, she's in Michigan. Hello, Jenny. Jillian, hello from Alberta from the January course. Carol from Atlanta, January class. Your dog is adorable. Oh, thank you so much. She's our little golden doodle. She's just turned 1, so she's still definitely a little puppy, but she's a sweetheart for sure. Carrie, I have been doing this with you since May when I was finding a way to live the rest of my years healthy and practical, not with some complicated diet. I feel fantastic and my husband jumped on with me and looks incredible. I have also done the alumni and in the January course. Yeah, Carrie, you've come a long way, girlfriend. You were the overthinker, I think, for a while too, and I'm so glad that you're not doing that anymore. And I'm super excited for you that your husband jumped on. That's super cool. Catherine from the January class from Utah. Good to have you here. Cindy from New Jersey, January class and loving the way of not overthinking. Yep, it's very freeing. Paige from the January class, breaking my 22-hour fast with a kale smoothie. Worked out hard and I almost feel giddy. Endorphins are running through my body. Yeah, oh gosh, girlfriend. There is nothing better than a fasted workout. My husband and I did our workout this morning too. It is a great feeling. So congratulations for getting that in. Jillian on the TM again, hill program. Oh, treadmill. Okay, cool. Finishing my 19-hour and 20-hour fast, feeling great. Yeah, treadmill, fasting, running, and working out is the best too. So congratulations for doing that. I love it myself. Kelly, you make so much sense. I am totally switching to my mineral water on movie night. I gave up early after 7 p.m. a while ago, but the wine has been a big part of our date night. I'm ready for a change. Yeah, we even went out the other night and on a date night and I ordered some Pellegrino and it was great. And if you need to kind of make that wine switch at night, a great thing to do is just put your mineral water in your wine glass and then, sit on the couch and drink that. So oftentimes it's not so much, what it is that we have that we're indulging on, but the fact that it's just a habit that we have. So I often put my mineral water in a big old wine glass and sit on the couch. I call it my fancy glass. And it's just that you're still fulfilling the habit, the act of it, but you're just indulging in something else. So it's a great way to break that habit for sure. And we talk about that a lot in the course about creating new habits and boundaries and figuring out what your triggers are. And the couch was definitely our trigger for popcorn and wine. But I don't eat popcorn at all anymore. And the wine I'm just saving for very special occasions. And sometimes I even look at wine and go, I just don't want to feel that way, and have just passed completely. So it's amazing what happens with time and consistency, and what you end up doing, the better you feel, the choices that you make once you start feeling really great. Bridget from sunny Wisconsin. Chris, thank you. You're welcome. She's in our January class as well. And then Sarah also jumping in here from Utah. Awesome. Okay, let me come over here to my YouTube people and let's see who's here, and I'll answer some questions here as well. Cindy, nice to have you here. Mark, my wife loves you. Oh, thank you for saying that, and thanks for jumping on. We have promised that we're having a men's version of this as well. We just got really busy. We had a crazy week here this week. Our washing machine broke and flooded our laundry room, and we had chaos here this week, and then we were all sick last week. So we're getting ramped up to start our Facebook page with Michael, which is called IF Keto-like Family. So we're going to be doing some stuff there with how Michael and I deal with things as a couple, how we deal with things with our kids, with fasting, and kind of just choices that we're making overall lifestyle-wise. So if you haven't subscribed over there for the Facebook page, make sure you do so that you're there when we get stuff started. Oh my gosh, YouTube, if you fall one more time, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll try it this way and see if I can hold it up there. Every now and then my little, I have a little suction cup holder that I put on my laptop, and every now and then it just doesn't stick the way it's supposed to, so I apologize for that. Okay, let me see where I left off. So Mark, tell your wife thank you so much. Asia from Atlanta, welcome. Juanita, hello Diane. June, grad, alumni, and loving it. The course you are offering, is it new content from what I have previously learned? Yeah, if you ask students who are in the January course who've taken some other classes, they definitely say that the content is different. It's a little bit of a review, but different enough that it's worth it, is what they're saying. Kitty Cat, I've been working my way through all of your older videos. They're great. Thanks. Glad to be here live. It's so good to have you here too, and I apologize that I've been dropping you guys. Andrea from Utah, hello. Will the February course be the same as our as February's, oh, you mean, well, February be the same as January, I think is what you're saying. Also, do you have times where you are better at following IF than other times? What do you mean by times? Like seasons of my life? Of course, of course. Renee, a January course. All of your information and tips have been so helpful. Don't want the course to end. I know. I don't either. Ida, hello. Checking in from work. That's what I call multitasking at its best. Susan from Ohio, your IF veteran. Oh, nice. Learning more and more about myself every day. Susan, I'm super excited for you. Ida, so I made a decision not to read ingredient labels on salad dressing that came in the salad kits. Well, needless to say, I paid for it on Monday and Tuesday. Girlfriend, you got to read every label. Don't trust anything. You'll always pay the price if you don't read those labels because they sneak some funky stuff in there. Trudy, drank my sparkling mineral water during my fast. Sure does help. Yep, sure does. Deborah, Toronto here. Been researching for about a year and like your stuff. Thanks a bunch. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. Jenna from Midland, Texas. Now you're just right down the road, girlfriend. June, an alumni graduate. I've lost down from a size 16 to an 8. My A1C is down from 5.9, which I believe is pre-diabetic, to 5.0, which is not. My something else is down from 210 to 181, and my vitamin D is up, and my cholesterol is good. IF for life and health. Jenna, those are great results. So you basically cut your clothing size in half from a 16 to an 8, no longer in fear of being a diabetic because now your A1C is a 5.0. And I don't know what your 210 to 181 is. And then your vitamin D levels are great. So that's awesome. Pippa, agree with the wine thing. Yep, that was a big aha moment when we start connecting the wine to how we're feeling and how we're sleeping. And we always blame night sweats, leg cramps, insomnia on perimenopause. And oftentimes women go get hormone replacement therapy to alleviate the night sweats, the leg cramps, and the insomnia, when all you have to do is stop drinking wine. So you're putting your risk, in my opinion, you're putting yourself at risk for putting hormones back in your body that your body is trying to get rid of, and all you have to do is stop drinking wine and you'll get the same results. So that's a little side note on that one there. Susan, I do my best when I quit fighting and just give in and what I'm supposed to do versus what I want to do. Yep. And then once you get the really great benefits and feelings from being in a truly fasted state and learning what nutrient dense feasting is for you, it's really hard to give up an amazing feeling for something just based on a taste or a habit. And then your habits really will start to change. And that's when you know that you're definitely healed. Pippa, 17 hours today. That's awesome. Deborah, my favorite saying is start small, and if it works, make it permanent. That's a great saying, Deborah. Pippa, 21 days to make a habit change. Yep. Kim, your advice between Thanksgiving and Christmas was the best. Don't panic. Just make the best choices you can. Exactly. Terry, just found you, 57 and new to IF, but love it. Want to start weights and cardio after 5 years off. How to do this with IF? Stopping fast at 1 p.m., protein shake, then exercise at 3. Yeah, you know, when you're getting back into exercise and fasting, it takes a little while to get that feeling back. I mean, you've probably been off long enough that you'll adapt to the fat adaptive feeling pretty well. But for some people, getting back into exercise when they just start fasting can be difficult because it's a different feeling to burn fat for energy than it is to burn sugar. So I would say just start slow and listen to your body and the signs and signals that it's sending to you. And then just adjust accordingly is the best advice I can give you. Kim from Carlsbad, nice to have you here. Pippa, trust in IF, it works, it does. Kitty Cat, agree 100%. I gave up wine my weekend treatment. Homemade mojito, no sugar, freshly squeezed lime, 1 shot plain vodka, gin, fresh mint, leaves, and sparkling water. Thoughts? Am I being naughty? No, I think that's being authentic, and I would be lying to you if I said I never had a cocktail. We just choose differently, just like you just described there, Kitty Cat. So I say find what works for you, and then just know that, you know, alcohol is one of those things that should be used sparingly because it will be the one thing that's keeping you from your ultimate goals. But you have to be authentic. So if having a cocktail every now and then makes you authentic, then I say just do it well, and then just listen to those signs and signals your body's sending you. Sandy, I love what you were saying. It's exactly what I need to hear today. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Cindy, life, how much mineral water do you drink in a day? I only drink mineral water now. I occasionally, I like to slip in my insulated bottles throughout the day, but if I had a choice, I would drink this only. This is my absolute favorite. But I do like to put in my, Michael, we just lost Facebook. I do like to put in my insulated water bottles for travel because I don't like to carry glass with me. So we have that as well. Lori, I'm getting a bump on my head from all that falling, right? Jenna, 210 to 108 was iron. It was way too high and it's coming down. Oh, good. Did you change anything? You might have to go get the charger back in the back. Did you change anything in your feasting window that brought your iron down? Do you do regular vegan Shakeology shakes? Yes, I do. Every single day, it's how I break my fast. Joanne, Joe from London, new November course, getting over a gallstone attack and pancreatitis, fasting to let it all calm down. That's the best way to do it, Joanne. Donna, I don't drink wine and never have. Dr. Pepper is my deal. I need to stop, and hopefully I can stop the night sweats and hot flashes and panic attacks. Thanks for your videos. Oh my gosh, you're welcome. And yeah, the Dr. Pepper does nothing for you. No nutritional content in that whatsoever. So the best thing you could probably do with that one is just go cold turkey and get it out of your system. Let's see what else I have here today. Nancy, already got that. Dr. Pepper, we already got that. I'm eating less meat. Oh, there you go. Yeah, me too. I totally gave up meat. I only eat meat once or twice a week now, and that includes fish and protein, fish and poultry too. And I'm just going as vegetable and fat friendly as I can in my nutrition, and that's helped a ton with inflammation, especially, and what I'm trying to do with my brain health. So cutting down meat protein is really smart to do. Really, we over protein ourselves, and so I always recommend not doing any kind of protein shakes either. That's just way too much protein, and we don't need it. It's the big black white one. It's the big block white one. Okay, so I think that's it for today. If you're overthinking things, I would check in with yourself and see what it is that's holding you back, and if you can maybe just find a place of comfort with what it is that you're looking to do, and then just find something or someone that you trust so that you can jump in with both feet and give it a go. No sense holding yourself in like a limbo or a holding pattern. That's going to get you nowhere, and oftentimes we become so frustrated with that we end up making bad decisions and not really ever getting to the point where we can make some good decisions. What do you drink? What do you think of mini 5-hour energy drink? I would not waste my time with that at all. I would definitely not put any kind of energy drink. Those things are full of chemicals. And hey, Michael, can you check Facebook and see if we're still on? Those things are full of chemicals and a bunch of preservatives, and when you become fat adaptive and you really get good at what it is you're doing in your feasting window and your fasting window, you'll have so much energy you won't need to take any kind of supplement drink like that at all. Is it on? No. It says it is over here.
Let me take it out.
Okay, so I would stay away from those things for sure. Kitty Cat, I'm also using my special wine glass for sparkling water. Freshly squeezed lime and fresh mint leaves. Love it. A great hack when I'm tempted to be naughty. I would just, the best thing you can do, Kitty Cat, is not referring to it as naughty and just what you do. And just, yeah, Bridget, okay, we're back, Michael. And just, it is what you do. And sometimes when we take away those negative descriptions about some things that we're doing, we just process it differently all the way around, even with our body. Rhonda, I'm losing hair and I suspect it's lack of protein. Possible? Not so much lack of protein, as sometimes it's just how low in your carbs you're getting. So Rhonda, if you email me, I can share with you what I did when I had the same thing happen. It was very temporary. I added a couple things into my routine and my feast, and added some different hair care products, and it stopped after about a week or two. So definitely email me and I'll get you some info. April, good to have you here. Let's see. And I think that's it on YouTube. Okay, sorry we fell off on Facebook, but we are back. So thanks for hanging out with me. Let's see. Anything else I missed over here on YouTube, on Facebook? Kelly, you make so much sense. I'm totally switching to my mineral water on movie night. I gave up. Okay, I already think I did that one. Let's see. Kara, do we have any comments that we wanted to share? So I thought this was the lesson. Where do I go for the lesson on the water bottles today? It's Joy. It's in our course. It's in our course for today. It's today's lesson on my water drinking habit and how I use insulated water bottles with these bottles to make sure I get 150 ounces of water in a day. And that's really where my body feels its best, with about 150 ounces. And I vary it between this spring water and my insulated water bottles, and the habits that I've created and certain boundaries and triggers that I have for drinking my water, and I explain all that in the video for today. Okay, live feed came back, so thanks for hanging out. Cindy from Newfoundland, Canada, welcome. Bridget, you've mentioned you drink black tea. I can't drink any caffeine and prefer to drink decaf green tea instead of black tea. Do you have any brands that have been recommended? I'm not really doing any green tea at all, and I'm mostly doing coffee. And now what I've noticed is I don't even drink coffee anymore. Michael and I have gotten to the point where we just feel so energized off of just fasting well and feasting well that there goes several days will go by where we don't even fire up the coffee pot. So I would just say whatever you're buying, you want to probably find an organic herbal tea, and then make sure that you read the ingredients label so there's not a bunch of processed like preservatives and soy lecithins and those kind of things in there. So just read your label. Let's see. Okay, so if you guys don't mind, I'm going to read a comment that came in from one of our course participants about their journey in our course. So this comes from Susan A. She says, this course was perfect for me because it eased me into intermittent fasting in baby steps and not all at one time. This way, I didn't feel I had to know all things at day one. And it also showed me that if it wasn't done correctly on day 2 or day 5 or day 7, that it was absolutely okay, which is how life is and how diets are not. This course also gave me the confidence that I can do this by the way it was set up. Hey, I've read just about every diet book there is, but the relaxed, do nothing, embrace everything attitude taught by video and the support of the Facebook and YouTube community is how I get the most out of a teaching, and this is now a lifestyle for me. The course is not just someone giving their opinion, but thoroughly researched and packaged in a way that it is just so simple to follow. Well worth the cost, time, and effort. So thank you, Susan, for sharing your experience in our course. She was in our January course, which is ending tomorrow. But that's exactly how we have designed this course so that you can take every single day's lesson, slowly implement these changes into your life so that you can get the results that you are looking for with what it is that you're trying to do with intermittent fasting, developing a keto-like lifestyle, and ultimately changing the way that you're going to live your life so that you can stay healthy as we go through this aging process. And then we have one more comment, if you guys don't mind, that I'll read. It's from Andrea G. This is my 3rd class with Diane, and it's changing my life. I have been looking at IF for a bit, so she was thinking, but hadn't stepped into it yet. Diane's courses are full of information and are given at the right pace. I did okay with my first round, getting used to the way of living, and then I fell off the wagon. I felt like crap and knew just what I needed to get back on track. I feel so much better and have hope for my future health. I'm still learning about IF and what's right for my body, and so good to know the course videos and the Facebook support group are there to keep me on track. Note on relief symptoms: no more night sweats, losing inches, and weight, brain fog lifting, sleeping better, enjoying food and its preparation, skin is clearer, breath is cleaner, libido is back. That is a wham bam, thank you ma'am, right there, of a list of amazing things that are happening to her body by just doing nothing for a large period of her day, and then carefully implementing food into her feasting window that are keto-like ways of introducing food, but not necessarily having to follow a diet or having someone tell her what food is good and what food is bad for her. There's no such thing. We as individual women should be able to figure that out for ourselves. So, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your testimonial with us as well. I mean, who doesn't want to sleep better, have better skin, spend less time in the kitchen, food prepping all the time, losing inches, losing weight, no more night sweats, and let's not overlook the clearer breath and the libido coming back, because we all know as we age as women, that is one of those things that's so frustrating for us because we can't figure out what the heck is wrong with us. And the reality is that there's nothing wrong with us. Our hormones are just out of balance, and we just have to get them back into balance and really start paying attention to our bodies again. So Andrea, thank you so much for sharing that. I know that's going to help so many women. Diane, do you have any thoughts on lack of energy after eating? Seems like every time we try to take our walk after eating, I run out of energy. Leslie, I mean, if it's at the end of the day, you know, oftentimes we are just out of energy at the end of the day. So maybe look into what it is you're eating. Are you eating enough fat in your feasting window? What kind of conscious carbs are you adding in? You know, maybe they're too heavy on the starchy end of carbs. You maybe lighten it up a little bit. Or maybe there's just too much sugar in what it is that you're putting in there. Could be animal proteins as well. Maybe you haven't identified some of the foods that are intolerances to you yet. So I know for me, I've had to just come to the realization that I cannot eat corn in any way, shape, or form. And so maybe those kind of things are being introduced into your feasting window, and you have to kind of really keep a food journal and log what it is that you're eating and then associate that with how you're feeling. So it's just that process of elimination of figuring out what it is that's causing you to feel like you don't have any energy. So you just had nuts and 2 hard-boiled eggs. Well, nuts and hard-boiled eggs are those things that a lot of people are having, you know, negative sort of body feelings with. There's so many people with egg allergies and intolerances that just have never identified that. So make sure that the eggs that you're eating are good eggs, that they're not, that the eggs are, the chickens are on a free range or open range. Make sure that they're not grain fed. That was, I think, one of the big things about me cutting out meat was I can't always find grass-fed, grass-finished meat. And so if you're eating meat or chicken or even fish these days that you don't know what they're being fed, it's probably grains, which means it's corn. And so then if you're eating a chicken that was raised on corn, then you're eating corn. And that's one of those things that we just don't take that thought process deep enough to make that connection. So I would check some of those things out. And there's a lot of nuts too that people are intolerant to. I know for me, I can't eat cashews anymore. One, they're super high in carbs, which we don't connect that with nuts so much. So if you're eating a certain type of nut that your body's not responding to well, that could be it too. So experiment with things. And when you have your nuts and your eggs, make sure the eggs are good. I think it's called the Alfresco brand of eggs are really good eggs. You can find those at most grocery stores now. And then just when you're eating your nuts, make sure it's a singular type of nut every time you're eating it and not doing like a mixed nut variety. So you can single out if maybe one of those nuts could be causing you to feel that way. And then I'll go over here to YouTube really quick, and then we are going to jump off for tonight. I'm sorry that it was so weird with losing the feed on Facebook and the YouTube, what do I call it? What do I call it?
Suction cup?
Suction cup was falling off. Thank you. Okay. I'm so happy with my health results so far, but I have been plateaued for 5 months and my belly fat just won't budge. Any ideas? You got to change things up, Jenna. Make sure you're really careful about what it is you're putting in your feasting window, and make sure you're fasting clean. Lori, I'm getting a bump on my head from all that falling. Oh, I already read that one. Okay, let me see. Where did I leave off over here? Do you drink? Oh, we already did that one. I'm losing hair. Already did that one. Okay, let's see where we at. Rhonda, you're welcome. Vegetarian hens are fed soy and corn. Yeah, you have to make sure. Yeah. We're just trying to like not eat as much meat. And for me personally, it's making me feel better. I just don't trust it anymore. And it's too hard to keep up with the FDA regulations and what's allowed to be on a label and what's not allowed to be on a label and what you can trust and what you can't trust. So you really have to do the experimenting and stay connected to you enough that you can identify a feeling immediately when you put something in your mouth. And this is how I identified soy as being that thing that was a huge intolerance for me and really causing me to be hormonally imbalanced. And I know that people have their own personal love affair with soy still. I get that. But for me, it was causing a huge imbalance in my body and making me feel horrible. And I knew it when I had cut all soy out. But didn't read my turkey bacon label because turkey bacon is so much healthier for us than pork bacon. And so we ate turkey bacon. And I was cooking up some turkey bacon and had a piece about this big. I chewed it up, I swallowed it, and within seconds of that hitting my system, I had a reaction to the soy lecithin that was in my turkey bacon. And so that's how in tune you will get when you really start narrowing down food and the intolerances that you have with it and what it's causing your body to feel like. So pay attention, keep those food journals, and then you can pinpoint and narrow down those foods. So I'm going to close off for tonight. Again, I apologize if things went wonky on us for a little bit. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure that if you are overthinking things, but you're not looking and feeling your best and feeling like you're not living your most authentic life, make sure that you join us for our February 3rd course. Registration is open. It will be open until the 2nd of February. I would love to have you in our community. As I shared with you today, the results that the women are getting that are taking our course, they're just mind-blowing, and more importantly, they're life-changing. So women who have been frustrated with their weight, frustrated with their health, frustrated not knowing what to do next, are leaving our course just after 3 weeks not feeling frustrated at all. So I would encourage you to just take a leap of faith and jump in with us on February 3rd, and then by March you'll be a completely new woman, feeling absolutely amazing and having control back over your life and what it is that's going on with you food-wise and health-wise. Registration link is always in the comment section, or always feel free to email me at dianeparhamfitness@gmail.com. I never mind answering questions from you guys. If you're in our current course, I am so sad that it's ending tomorrow, but I have totally appreciated every moment that I have spent with you over these last 3 weeks. I always encourage you guys to stay in our community and make sure that you stay connected to me, and definitely make sure that you keep sending me these amazing stories of transformation that you will continue to have with time and consistency with what it is you're doing with your intermittent fasting and your nutrient-dense feasting. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you guys back live Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, both here on Facebook and YouTube.